Welcome to Coin Spyder, the ultimate treasure hunting channel where every coin hides a story waiting to be unveiled. Imagine holding in your hand a small, unassuming piece of metal that carries the legacy of a nation. Today, we dive into the South African R2 coin, and trust me, by the end of this video, you'll see it in a whole new light. I'm your host, and I've meticulously researched every engraving, every symbol, every microscopic curve to bring you a journey through history, artistry, and national pride. Stick with me, don't click away, because we're going to explore secrets that numismatists and curious minds alike will find riveting. From design origins to metal composition, from minting quirks to cultural symbolism, we'll uncover layers most people don't even notice. So get cozy, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let Coin Spyder guide your eyes to the fascinating details etched into this humble yet rich artifact. Now let's peer closely at the very heart of the coin, its birth, its symbols, and its silent story. Historical context and issuance. The South African R2 coin was introduced after the country's transition to the decimal currency system in 1961, replacing the old pound and shilling denominations. However, the modern R2 coin, bearing the Springbok design, arrived later, first minted in 1990 as part of a broader redesign, reflecting post-apartheid identity and renewed national imagery. The coin was intended to serve not just as money, but as a small canvas carrying democratic aspirations. Minted by the South African Mint, the R2 piece became a daily companion in shoppers' pockets, commuters' wallets, and school children's coin jars. Each year's minting reflects subtle design refinements, more pronounced features, slight adjustments in relief, sharper lines, evidence of the mint's dedication to clarity and durability. Through political change and economic shifts, the R2 remains steady, a symbol of unity and diversity. Its ubiquity belies the thought and symbolism packed into its small form, and that's why it's perfect for a Coin Spyder deep dive. Obverse, coat of arms details. Turning to the coin's obverse, you'll find the majestic South African coat of arms prominently centered, a combination of symbols that speak volumes in a visual lexicon all their own. At the top, the rising sun represents the rebirth of the nation and the promise of a brighter future, radiating hope and renewal. Below it, the secretary bird, wings outstretched, dominates the crest, symbolizing protection, vigilance, and the divine dispensation to guard against evil. The arms also display a spear and knobkerrie crossed, representing defense and peace, respectively, tools of power tempered by restraint. Even the central shield is divided into panels featuring figures of human connection, representing the unity between people, land, and religion. Encircling the design are the words South Africa in English, and the equivalent in Afrikaans on the reverse, if dual inscriptions appear depending on mint year. Each element, every feather, sunray, line, is struck with intent, informed by heraldic strategy and cultural reassertion. The precision of these details invites coin hunters and design lovers alike to pause and reflect on what national symbols tell us about identity and pride. Reverse, Springbok antelope and denomination. On the reverse side sits the instantly recognizable image of the Springbok, gracefully captured in mid-run, elegant horns sweeping backward, an enduring emblem of South African wildlife and national spirit. The choice of the Springbok is no accident. Famed for its agility, grace, and resilience, it mirrors the nation's refined journey and strength. Set to the right or above the animal, the denomination R2 appears in bold, clean lettering, striking a balance between readability and aesthetic harmony. The animal's muscles and horn curvature are rendered with crisp lines and admirable depth, showcasing minting technology advancing with each year of production. Background fields are typically smooth, allowing the Springbok and letters to stand out sharply. Light catching the raised elements produces subtle highlights that draw the eye, making the coin catch the sun in pocket-lit sparkle. Watch carefully in your own lighting. Those grazing shadows bring the art to life in everyday hands. Metal composition and physical specs. Think this coin is just silver? Think again. The South African R2 coin is struck in a copper-nickel alloy, typically around 75% copper and 25% nickel, chosen for durability, wear resistance, corrosion protection, and cost effectiveness. It measures approximately 27 millimeters in diameter and weighs around 8.0 grams, giving it a satisfying heft. Not too heavy, but not light either. The edges of most years are milled with grooves, fine reading that deters clipping and adds tactile interest. Over time, handling smoothens the high-relief parts, while the recessed fields remain slightly recessed, offering telltale signs for assessing wear and grade. The alloy also gives it a steady silvery gray sheen that ages into a mellow patina, subtle yellow or copper hints, adding character to older coins. Coin Spyder enthusiasts often highlight how the weight and feel in the palm reaffirm its authenticity before even seeing its face. Mint marks and year-to-year variations. While the South African mint didn't always include a mint mark on the 2 rand coins, close watchers may notice tiny differences across years, particularly in the thickness of digits in the year, the size of the Springbok's horns, and spacing between design elements. For instance, coins minted in early 1990s might show bolder numbering, slightly broader lettering, while later issues post-2000 tend toward cleaner, more compressed fonts reflecting improvements in die making. Symbolism and national meaning. Let's appreciate the symbolism again. The rising sun, the protective secretary bird, the springbok in full stride, each woven into the design deliberately. Post-apartheid South Africa sought a unified national identity, one that respected all languages, cultures, landscapes. This coin in circulation became a quiet ambassador, traveling through different socio-economic contexts, connecting citizens to their land and to each other. Even the language on the coin, alternating between English and Afrikaans, or sometimes including indigenous languages in commemorative variants, reflects a striving toward inclusivity. Every time someone pays a butcher, buys bread, or grabs a bus with this coin, they carry a tangible emblem of reconciliation and unity, a reminder that identity can be shared through design. Circulation and everyday wear insights. Having circulated widely for decades, the 2 rand coin often shows wear characteristics collectors love to interpret. Look for smoothing on the high relief areas, the springbok's back, the bird's wings, the sun rays. The field's flat areas tend to pick up scratches or fine hairline wear from pocket lint or coin jars. A coin with a glossy sheen but sharp edges might indicate careful storage. A uniformly smooth surface could be well worn. Some coins develop a lovely patina, an almost honey-colored glow. Others oxidize slightly into gray or darker tones. Coin Spyder watchers say, that's the soul showing through the metal. And yes, sometimes you'll even glimpse or light scratches forming words like Cape Town or Gauteng from rubbing against steel keys. These everyday stories make each coin individually charming. Fun facts and quirks. Here are some fun tidbits to impress your friends or spice up conversation. The Springbok's name comes from the Dutch spring, or jump, and bok, goat. The secretary bird isn't actually secretarial. It's named from 19th century anecdotes of birdwatchers thinking its feathers look like quill pens tucked behind the ear. The speared and clubbed insignia on the arms are ancient African symbols for peace and war, reminding us that sometimes strength must be balanced with calm. And did you know that, in rare cases, stray 2 rand coins are found with plating errors that reflect golden tones? Just a thin, faulty layer of a nickel-gold alloy. Looks almost like treasure in pocket light. So why does this matter? Because a coin is not just currency. It's a capsule of art, identity, economy, and history that travels silently from hand to hand. This 2 rand coin tells a story of a nation forging itself anew, blending nature, symbolism, and public utility into a small steel disc. As Coin Spyder, I urge you to take coins like these out of your pockets occasionally. Examine them under a lamp and ask, what culture is embossed here? What story does this edge tell? Please share in the comments your own discoveries, photos, errors you found, or the most worn example you own. Don't forget to like, subscribe, Hit the bell for more numismatic sleuthing, and join me next time when we'll track down a rare commemorative coin and unearth its secrets. Until then, keep your eye on the small treasures, because in the world of coins, every detail matters.